from the oldest city in the USA, St. Augustine tonight, with our guest, Arlene Ortiz, Donna Gray, Lenny Foster, and musical guest Dave Sylvester. With your host, Jorge Rivera. Last show. Well, here we are. This is the last show. In a way, it feels great because stress levels go down. But again, there's that sad thing that it's the last show. So next Tuesday, I'll be wondering what I'm going to do with my life. Yes. So I thank you for all being here. I want to thank the Lincolnville Museum and Cultural Center. They let's give them a hand. They've been really great. They've supported us in everything we do, and we support them because we love them. I think this venue, when it's finished, it should be finished in another 2 weeks, and the lights will be working, and the screen is amazing. Almost looks like a window you can go through. And when all that's working, this place is going to be hard to get, to actually do an event here. It'll be booked out of this world. It's great. And also want to thank all the guests that we've had so far, and the guests we're going to have tonight. They've all been so accommodating. The bands always, I call them and they say yes. They don't even let me finish the sentence. They say, we're in, but you don't know if I'm going to pay you. We don't care. We're in, So it's great to have that kind of fan base. And yes, and we have donation boxes because I usually tell people it's very expensive to bring our guests in the Rolls Royces shadows that we bring them in. So please, if you can, we'd appreciate whatever you can drop in those boxes. We take old Rolexes, gold teeth, anything you throw in there. Watching the news, Dick Cheney died, 84. He had heart disease for 30 years, even had a heart transplant in his 70s, which is really risky. So his ticker was not working for a long time. So he passed this week. Also, I saw this article that was really interesting. There are these people in Chernobyl, Chernobyl, where they had that terrible nuclear accident in the 90s, I think it was. They're finding these blue dogs. They're out there. There are a lot of wild dogs, and so there's an organization, nonprofit, that's sterilizing the dogs, so no more dogs. And they found 3 blue dogs. They don't know why. So either they bit into a can of spray paint and it blew up on them, or it's genetic, or some chemical, something. But the dogs are blue. The strangest thing. Also, there's this guy. He went to the store to get his $50 from his scratch off. And when he got to the store, he realized he didn't have it. So he bought another scratch, and he scratched it right there, and he hit $500,000. So I guess he forgot about his $50 scratch that he had at home. But things like that happen. Also, there's a guy, I think his last name was Rush, Dave Rush. He just got into the Guinness World Records. An amazing feat. Someone throws a scoop of ice cream, and he at 55 feet and a half catches it. And he did it. He caught a scoop of ice cream. It happened in Idaho. I'm happy it was in Arizona because that scoop would have melted on its way to his thing. So he was very lucky. So we want to start the show, and our musical guest for tonight is Mr. Dave Sylvester. He's from the Groove Band, awesome band, and he's going to delight us with his music today. He's going to set up and entertain us. That's from Porky and Bess, the amazing Gershwin, and the amazing Mr. Sylvester just was amazing. We'll have him 2 more times tonight to delight us with his saxophone and clarinet. So let's take a moment to set our guests, and we'll start in about 1 minute. Here we are at Augie's Pizza. Look at that. Look at that pasta. Yes, you call dough pasta in Italian. That's the salsa. Oh my God, look at that. Now comes the formaggio, the cheese. Look at that mozzarella. Oh, we're going for the pepperoni here. La salchicha, yes, the sausage. Olives. Oh my God, this is the supreme. There she is, ladies and gentlemen, La Suprema. Oh, maestro, give it a cut. This is beauty, ladies and gentlemen. Look at this, huh? Look at this. Are you ready for Augie's Pizza? I am. El maestro here. Look at that. This is art, my friends. So, you know where to be. Augie's Pizzeria on King Street. Take this home, or you can eat it here. See you later. Okay, we're back, ladies and gentlemen. We're back with Arlene Ortiz, and Arlene is from the Jacksonville area, but her work has impact all over this whole northeast part of Florida, what we call the First Coast. So Arlene really has 3 big projects among the many projects. One is tell us what the 3 projects are that you work on.
The first we start is the Jacks Community Fair. We start in 2002. And we start in our church, Hispanic Church of God, with the pastor Vivoni and the wife.
Okay.
And for helping kids with ADHD and different things, trying to bring different things to the community, to educate the community in health. And 2019, I start with the expo. The Puerto Rican Expo, that was where we meet, and
yes.
I have memorabilia, I have...
Yes, in that expo, I did not know, because I lived in Puerto Rico from the age of 12 to around 19, and I didn't know that the French laid most of the railroads. They were all French operated. That to me, I thought Spain was doing it all, but it seems they were not.
I have documents that is from 1886, signs in France, then in Spain, and then Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
Yes,
and
so...
those trains carried a lot of the sugar cane and things like that through the island.
They did it for the sugar cane, they did it for the transportation, for the... they did a lot of things with the economy and the politics too. So in 1950s, they closed the last train. But for so many years, I married to Carlos Ortiz in 1987. We moved to Virginia. So my mom passed away 9 months after.
Oh, wow.
We get married, and I get some of her memorabilia.
Okay.
So I started that like 30 something years ago.
Right.
35, 36 years ago. And my passion started in there because my family in Puerto Rico, they have some of the houses, we have like little village.
Right.
And some of the houses, they have the memorabilia of the ancestors, like have more than 100 years. So that is how I started the collection. So every time I went to Puerto Rico on vacation, I was carrying stuff. I was telling people, like, can you please give me that? One day I got to have a museum. So for more than 30 years, I was doing the same thing.
How many pieces do you have now?
I was telling, I have a 3,000 square feet house, and almost all the rooms have boxes. So I think more than 10,000 pieces.
Oh, wow. Wow.
So
so your dream is to have a museum for all that?
Yes, I have grinders, I have the iron.
Yeah, so the
I
irons,
have
the coffee grinders,
machines.
how people wash their clothes in the early days, the early washing machines.
Yes, and a lot of documents. Lot of documents than is the original ones. So yes, so that is, and I do the radio. That is Connection to the Nations, where I connect the community with the different businesses.
Right.
So they know where is the different resources.
Right.
So I do that too. So and
because you do also the Jacksonville. What's that called? The Jacksonville
is the Jacksonville Sister City Association.
But you have the other one where there's medical, education, people come for blood pressure,
That
heart.
is the Jack's Community Fair, the one
That's
we just
the community
started. That is from 2002.
Right.
We start in the churches, then we move little by little. 2018, we moved to UNF. So since that time, we do it in UNF, supposed to be once a year, but this year we did it twice. We have 112 different organizations.
Wow.
And we have 5,000 people coming to the event.
Wow. And then when people come there, what do they get? What does that event give them?
A lot. It's like going to the mall.
Really?
Yes. You have lawyers, you have chiropractors, you have Mayo Clinic is giving information about the Alzheimer Foundation. We have information about cancer. We have Borland and Gruber that is helping and giving vouchers about colonoscopy. If you don't have insurance, they help the health department, the Blood Alliance. We have music. We have start from early in the morning to the afternoon. And
is it one day? Is it 2 days?
It's one day.
One day.
One day.
One
but
busy
day. On 2023, I did the expo in the Clay County Fairground.
Okay.
That was 2 days.
I didn't make it to that one. No.
Yes.
I did the one you did at UNF, which was huge.
Yes, so that one was 2 days.
Right.
So my husband told me then I took 5 years away from him.
Wow.
So I stopped, doing that one for a little bit.
Okay.
So, but with the Jacksonville Sister City Association, then Puerto Rico is being sister city with San Juan, Puerto Rico.
So it's Jacksonville.
Jacksonville with San Juan from 2009.
Okay.
But I've been with Sister Cities. I am the vice president for since 2022.
Okay.
And for the first time last year, we bring 5 students to meet the mayor of San Juan.
Okay.
And altogether we was like 10 people.
Okay.
This year we bring 11 students. It's middle school students.
Right.
And altogether we was 19 people.
Right.
So we are every year is growing and growing.
Right.
With the Jacksonville Sister City, I've been having the opportunity then put some of my expositions in the Ritz Museum. It's only one day, but at least it's been there. So I had the opportunity to put some of the exhibits in the mayor's office in the city hall in Jacksonville. And I went 2 years in the World of Nations, first prize in educational.
Wow.
I put the Taino exhibit.
Tainos are the Indians of Puerto Rico, the natives there. They used to have their hair up really, really pretty. Yeah, they look very Asian, almost like from Thailand. Yeah.
So I am artistic too. So I did something, I don't know if you can translate, the maqueta.
La marqueta.
Maqueta. Where is you put the Indians, you do all the village. So I did it myself.
Oh, you do. It's like a model.
It's a model.
Yeah, like an architect would do a model of a neighborhood in the building. You did one of the Native American. The
so
Native
with that, we win twice, 2022 and 2003 in the World of Nations. Plus, I bring some Puerto Rican different artifacts that was from the Indians and how they was eating, and the achote, all the corn, so the kids was touching and was very interactive. So when I do these kind of events, I try to interact with the students, and that is amazing when you have the passion and you can give that to the community.
Yeah, my mom, my biological mom, her DNA had the A something gene in her gene strand, which means she's connected to those who crossed the ice in Alaska to populate America. I found that fascinating. So she's linked to those people, and I said, wow, that's 10,000 years ago.
For me, I did the ancestry, and when they told me 28% from Portugal, I was not expecting that. And I have like 25 from Spain, France like 15, and Taino is 11.
Oh, wow.
And my Nigerian is 2%.
Right.
You know, so it's very interesting when you can do the ancestry and you can know your roots. I did mine.
It was also a cocktail. I even had Palestinian, Ashkenazi Jew. I had 13% West African, 16% Native American, 60% Iberian Peninsula. It just went on and on and on. And so my girlfriend at the time said, I'm going to do it. That's amazing. And I called her and said, what was yours? Boring, vanilla, Polish and German.
Mine was not that boring. We found a brother.
Oh, wow. People do that.
An American brother.
Oh, wow.
Yes, he was adopted.
I know a lot of people who have found family, knew that daddy didn't
my
come
father,
to work
my father,
you
know, went to work in Philadelphia and have a surprise.
Wow. Oh, wow.
That we knew like 50 years after.
You got an Eagle fan in Philly. Okay. So what do you plan now with your organizations doing so well? What do you see the future for you and your organizations?
So
I know you want that museum.
That is something that is in my heart, and I know God is going to provide for that. But continue to doing. We're growing with the Jack's Community Fair. I am a giving person. For me, my passion is educate our community.
Yes.
So get like from 2014, I am part of Mayo Clinic with the research programs.
Right.
So
and this is where they take people and they follow them through the years.
That is the one that Victor Cora go, and with the Mayo Clinic is the Alzheimer.
Alzheimer's.
But the one I am, in the part I am, is sometimes they have research from cancer, colon cancer, or they have different kinds that when is coming the research, you know, they come to the community fairs and they give the information. So when we have groups from Mayo Clinic, we have few groups doing the information. Victor Cora with the Alzheimer Foundation, and we have Dr. White. Then he brings different research programs, not only one. So I am with Dr. White from 2014. We are connecting churches.
Okay.
Because that is where they found more Hispanic.
And you started that whole movement through the churches.
Yes, for the churches, 2014. And they start in our church, in Hispanic. So mostly all the things start with Pastora Vivoni, then you meet her. Yes. So yeah, she's helping me with the Jack's Community Fair from 2002, and she's helping me after the husband passed, because the dream of the expo was her husband, because he had a lot memorabilia from his family in Germany and France. And before he passed, he gave me binoculars, and that is in bronze. That belonged to the grandma. And the binoculars have more than 100 years. So when he passed 2014, 2019, I told Pastora, you know, Pastora and me, we have that dream to do the expo,
Right.
and he had boxes in here that he know that was there, but they never open it.
Right.
About the documents of his family. So
Wow.
we found documentation of 1832. We
Wow.
found documentations of the family who passed away in France, and there was people that came to Puerto Rico
Right.
to so newspapers. So was like a lot of things. So we start in Havana Jacks.
Okay.
Then we passed to the university.
Right. That was the big
and
one.
then to the we did it twice in the university and then in the
fairgrounds.
fairgrounds.
Wow, wow.
Yes.
So that's amazing. That's amazing. Everything you're doing here. I don't know where you find the time. The day only has 24 hours. But what I love about your projects, they're all community based.
Yes.
They're all to help the people. At the beginning, you were telling me it was all for Hispanics. Now they're all sorts of people.
It's
coming.
multicultural.
Yeah, it's multicultural now.
When I start I put Exposición de Historia, Arte y Cultura Puertorriqueña.
Yeah, it was Puerto Rico. Now
Puerto
it's
Rico, because it's
Latinoamérica.
mostly what I have,
Yeah.
a lot of things. But I need to say my sister, Elizabeth Vidal, she was a teacher in Puerto Rico, a history teacher.
Okay.
So with Pastora and
she
my
helped a lot.
sister, and now Jane Falcon,
Okay.
she's helping me. Jose Trinidad is helping me too. So all together, it's a big
Yeah,
group.
a Wikipedia.
It's incredible. When we do the expo, people dress like in the back days.
Okay. They
And
reenact.
I have people that I have like the train, you know, all the exposition about the train. And I have a friend that she dressed with the husband.
Right.
And it's fun because, you know, it's interactive.
Yeah, it brings all that.
And I have another friend that he bring sugarcane.
Okay.
And
I had some of that sugar cane, your first one. You
Yes.
ever chewed raw sugar cane? It's the best thing in the world. As a boy, I remember in Puerto Rico, they'd give little pieces of sugar cane. I'd chew on those things like a cow. I just loved it. But I love what you're doing, and let's give a shout out to your husband too. He's a 20-year Navy veteran. Thank you for your service, sir. And well, keep up what you're doing. And yeah, what website would you suggest someone to start checking out what you're doing?
in www.connection to the nations
Connection to the Nations.
is my
.org
website.
or .com?
.com.
.com. Okay.
And they can look on
There's everything
Arlene Ortiz or Arlene Vidal de Ortiz, and
right.
from there you can jump to the other ones.
All right.
Because I have few for different events that I do.
Right.
Because I do the networking
Yes.
once a month.
Right.
That
Brings it all
connect
together.
the businesses with the community. So yes, it's a little bit of everything.
All right. Well, thank you very much. Let's give her a hand, everybody. ConnectionToTheNations.com. Thank you.
Thank you.
We'll be back with our next guest.
Located on 62 Cunha Street in St. Augustine, the Modern Rose Café celebrates Maria Antoinette's colorful and playful spirit. This is evident in the café's decor, which features furniture, paintings, tableware, and other assorted curiosities. The menu promises a feast for the eyes and palate. The café has a wide selection of teas and coffees, including organic blends, and serves brunch all day with an abundant selection of vegan meals and desserts, as well as gluten-free options. You never know who might come through the doors of the Modern Rose Café. You might be pleasantly surprised. Please come and join us.
We're back, ladies and gentlemen. We are back with Donna Gray. Donna Gray is in the fashion world, believe it or not. We're going to talk a little bit about that. But jewelry is she designs jewelry, and she was just in the New York fashion and Paris fashion shows where the models were actually wearing her creations. So we'll get to see some of them in a little bit. But let's start now. Now your roots are in the Carolinas.
Yes, and I have chewed on sugarcane before.
That's good to know. But now you've been here now for a while in St. Augustine.
Yes, about, oh gosh, more than 20 years ago, my husband and I decided we needed a little getaway just for the two of us, that we would probably be at wherever that place was 2 or 3 times a year. We looked on the west coast of Florida. We started in Myrtle Beach, and I said, we're going to drive south until we find the right place, or until we run out of land. We got to St. Augustine, and I said, oh my goodness, there's a place like this in America? Fell in love with it.
Okay.
We started spending more and more time here. Our beach condo that we bought here became way too small for us, so we bought a house. And we have been 99%ers, or we were 99%ers here, 99% here, 1% Atlanta for a very long time. Now we're officially 100% St. Augustine,
Good.
and we are so happy.
Yes, that's great, that's great. Give her a hand. Yes, I see you want to give her a hand. And now it's very interesting, your journey from, you start, like we say, you started with a pearl and 1 strand of leather kind of thing, you know?
Exactly.
And so tell us what year would you say that you started experimenting or trying, and how did that come about?
Well, it was not anything that I ever anticipated doing.
Right.
In all of my life, I had never done anything like this before.
Uh-huh.
I don't draw, I don't paint, I'm not crafty, I don't knit, I don't do any of that. But then, I guess it was 11 years ago, I founded a nonprofit organization called Sparrow's Wings.
Sparrow's Wing. And what is this organization about?
It's to help children in need here in St. Johns County and in third world countries. We do a lot of work in Honduras. We have helped build beds for the children who live in the mountains, otherwise they were sleeping on the dirt floor.
Right.
We've helped put in purified water,
Great.
Restrooms. We've helped different villages begin industries.
Right.
But it's all for the children. Oh, in fact, Jorge, this evening I'm announcing the kickoff for a fundraiser that we're doing starting this evening for the children in Jamaica.
Okay, yes,
Because
the
they
hurricane.
need it right now.
Yes.
So
they're
what
very,
I'm
very-
doing as part of the fundraiser, I'm making little pearl bracelets, 1 pearl on leather, either yellow or green, the color of their flag. And for every $50 donation, I'll give as a thank you gift.
Okay.
That. And
great.
we're trying to find the right people to help us to get the money and or supplies to exactly where it's needed
Yes,
in Jamaica.
yes,
So
they're
that starts
really hurting.
tonight. So I was
Yeah.
at a point in my life that I finally could do what I wanted to do. And I wanted to do something to help children in need. All my volunteer work in my life has been with children. And I wanted to write a book. And the title of my book is Lord Help Me. And it's for all the times in my life that I've only had time to say, Lord help me.
Yes, we
Some
use
of
that
them-
phrase a lot, yes.
Some of them were life or death situations.
Right.
And help was there, just
Yeah.
like that.
Okay.
So after founding Sparrow's Wings, I said to my family, I need to have a fundraiser. Should I have a car wash or a bake sale? Well, my daughter, you know how daughters can be. My daughter immediately said, Mom, you don't like to wash cars, and you're not a very good baker. Think of something else. She was right. She was right. So
She's been in your life like your agent.
she has. She
I
has.
said, come on, Tommy, you can't sing. You know you can't sing, you know? Yeah.
So when I said, well, what else is there to do? And she said, Mom, you've always loved pearls. Figure out a way to do something with pearls. Before I could respond, but I'm not a jewelry designer.
Right.
My teenage granddaughter said, well, pearls are for grannies. If you want them to look cool, you better, if you want my friends to like them, you better make them look cool. So I took on that challenge, bought a little bit of leather, a few pearls, took myself weeks to learn how to tie a knot in the leather that would work.
It's not
you know,
easy.
look
They
nice
fall
and
apart,
look.
yeah.
We had a little fundraiser here at Flagler Hospital right here in town, and I thought, okay, I did really well. I sold 20 of the 25 pieces that I made, the simplest jewelry you could ever imagine. And I thought, that's it. Now I'll learn to bake. But the community of St. Augustine, and this is another reason I love St. Augustine so much. People think we have the wonderful history, the beautiful beaches. We have the best community that I think I've ever seen.
yeah.
The community just encouraged me to keep going.
Great.
And so over 11 years, I've been continuing, doing special events, doing the local markets, art galleries, and then suddenly, out of the sky came New York Fashion Week and Paris Fashion Week.
Wow.
And I just got back from both.
Yeah.
So if you see me look like I'm still walking on a cloud, I am.
And so they called you, yes?
They did. They did. First.
Where did they see your jewelry?
I don't know.
Oh, wow.
I still don't know. My thing that I think is that it's God's way of telling me He likes what I'm doing with sparrows' wings, and He wants me to keep it up. So, because I have no idea.
Right. Now, so now you had to go to New York for this, yes?
Yes. First, I found out that there was a store in New York that wanted my jewelry. And they also have a store in Paris. And I thought, well, okay. And I prayed about it. I said, Lord, if you want this to happen, let it go smoothly. If not, slam the door. And there were a couple of things they mentioned to me that I thought would be door slammers. They wanted me to be in their stores 2 days a week.
Oh, wow.
And in the phone conversation with them, after we had exchanged emails back and forth for quite a while, in that phone interview, they asked me if I had any questions or concerns. And I said, well, yes, I do have a concern. They said, what's that? I said, this thing about being in the store 2 days a week. They responded, well, is that a problem? I said, actually, 2 problems, time and money.
Right.
I don't have the time or money to do that.
Yeah, you live here.
And they said, let us take it to the board. They did. And it took a couple of weeks before I heard back again. And I thought, well, that door slammed.
Okay.
And they sent me a text that happened to arrive while I was in church. I decided not to look at it more closely because I didn't want to start sobbing or doing the happy dance in church.
Yeah, right.
Neither one would be appropriate.
Right.
So I waited till after church, and they said, congratulations, you've been chosen for our New York and our Paris store.
Oh, wow.
Which I was blown away. I was
Wow.
absolutely blown away.
Wow.
And a little bit of time went by. I was preparing for both of those stores, got jewelry shipped to both stores. Oh, and by the way, I said, what about the board? What did they say about being in their store 2 days a week? They said, well, we brought it up at a board meeting, and the board said, we love her jewelry. Tell her to come when she can.
Okay.
I mean,
That was great.
who knew that that would ever happen?
That's right.
So then after that, a few weeks after my jewelry was in the stores, I got word that I had been nominated as what they call one to watch for New York Fashion Week.
Oh, wow, the one to watch. You're it.
I was thrilled, but so had 300 other people been nominated.
Okay.
So my chances were
One
in 300.
Yeah, it was a lottery. Yeah.
Very much. I won the lottery.
Oh, wow.
I won.
Give her a hand. Give her a hand. Give her a hand. All right. Before we continue, let's bring up the models.
Oh, please. We have
and they can stand in
models
front of
here
us
this
so you
evening.
can see some of the jewelry. You're wearing some of your creations right there.
Yes, I am. I'm wearing these pieces I have on now. I wore every day in New York, every day in France, and every day for the Paris Fashion Week. And we had an in-between in France, too. Yeah, come on, girls. Aren't they wonderful? These are friends of mine. A couple of the girls are from my church, Anastasia Baptist, got to get that plug in, and a couple of them started off as customers at the market and have become friends, which is a wonderful thing about St. Augustine.
All right.
You meet someone at the
girls,
market.
you can now exit gracefully this way.
Thank you so much,
Yes.
everybody.
Thank you so much. It looks great.
Aren't they terrific?
Yes, your creations are very, very interesting.
And one of them has a special announcement she's not making till the end of the week, but if you noticed, you maybe could guess what her special announcement is, and we are very happy for her and her husband.
Oh, yes, the baby's coming. Yeah. He's wrapped in pearls right now.
That's right.
Not bad. Not bad. So now, okay, so New York calls you, and so did you go to Paris then after that?
Well, so New York, I found out that I had won the lottery. I was
Right.
one to watch for New York Fashion Week. And then at church the next week, my husband noticed that our missions trip from church was going to go right after my New York Fashion Week. And I had always said, maybe one of these days we could go on the trip with them. And I said, I don't know, do you think maybe we should? Maybe we should? So got more details about it, and our leaders from our missions trip are here with us tonight, Asa and Lydia.
All right.
Sitting next to my husband, who's here.
Okay,
Mitch.
great.
And after getting information, I decided to pray about it one more time. And the next day after I prayed, I was invited to be in Paris Fashion Week.
Wow.
And guess what?
What?
The missions trip fell exactly between New York Fashion Week and Paris Fashion Week.
It was meant to be.
Meant to be.
Yeah,
Meant to be.
it's great. And what did you think about the whole Paris experience?
Loved it.
Okay.
Loved every moment.
Was it your first time in Paris?
No, we were there about 30 years ago when our daughter was, well, I'm 29 now.
Yeah.
but I was there 30 years ago when my daughter was a young teenager, and we had a wonderful time then. We had heard through the years, you hear things about people in other countries. We heard that the French had gotten to where they were really rude toward Americans.
Yeah.
We did not have the first situation like that.
Right.
Everybody was wonderful to us. And it was so funny because all I had to do was say, bonjour. And they would immediately say, oh, I'll speak English for you.
That's sweet.
So it was fun.
And so your models were wearing your jewelry then?
Yes. So in New York, it turned out that I did 2 shows.
Okay.
So I was to collaborate with a fashion designer, and the directors of the show had chosen the fashion designer for me, and we were all set for that. It was a designer of daywear.
Okay.
And then the stylist came to me and said, we have a problem. And I said, oh, what's that? And I'm thinking, oh, I should be worried. They said, another fashion designer has requested your jewelry for her models.
Okay.
Did you by chance bring extras? And I said, well, as a matter of fact, I did. So I had 2 shows in New York, and the show that the fashion designer had requested my jewelry, what they do is, first the models do their finale walk, and then they announce the fashion designer, and she does hers, and then they announce the jewelry designer. And I walked out and I heard, it sounded like this, oh, there's the jewelry designer.
Oh, wow.
And I had a standing ovation from 2/3 to 3/4 of the audience.
That's fantastic.
I was told that never happens. Unless your name is Armani Cartier or
something like that.
So I was thrilled.
That's great.
That felt like
great.
validation.
So if people wanted to have access to look and have access to your jewelry, where would they go here in St. Augustine?
Well, here in St. Augustine, you can find my jewelry at the Art Collective Art Gallery downtown.
Okay.
It's just kind of down the street a few blocks. It's wonderful. Oh, this Friday is First Friday Art Walk.
Oh, that's right.
I'll be there. Be sure to come, everybody. Or wait till Saturday morning and see me at the Saturday Amphitheater Market. And my dear friend Yvette, who's here this evening, is going to help me whip my Global Island Treasures website into shape, and help my Moody Gray website get
which is your website.
Because Moody Gray is the brand I took to New York and Paris.
And now that you were also in Vogue, I guess? Well, any pictures in Vogue or anything like that?
Yes, and also several different editions, because the magazines had different editions for different countries.
Right.
Several editions of Elle magazine.
Right.
And Harper's Bazaar, I understand, is running several paragraphs about me and my sparrow's wings, in addition to the jewelry.
So now that you're in the big house and the big time,
my head's this big.
What are your plans for the future now? I mean, continue these connections with these major fashion houses?
So here's the thing. Here's what I've learned in my 29 years of life. It's a journey, and the journey is more important than the destination.
True.
And I want to continue this journey and just see what happens. I want to see how much I can grow the jewelry brands and how much I can do with sparrow's wings.
All right. And now that you're 29, you'll come next time in the show and say, I've become a pearl diver. I get my own pearls now.
Yes, that'd be great.
I had a roommate that stayed with me. He used to be a spar for Mike Tyson. And he'd go up to the Catskills and get beat up by Mike Tyson. But he was from Darwin in Australia. And what he did most of his life was dive for pearls. It was very interesting, very interesting.
The one pearl that I have on the Golden South Sea is one of the most rare pearls in the world. It's from Australia. I've never been to Australia.
Wow. Hey, you know, from your lips to God's ears.
Yes.
I thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank you.
And we discovered a whole new world of pearls and jewelry design and a fantastic person like yourself. Thank you.
It's been an honor to be with you this evening.
Give her a hand, everybody.
Thank you.
Give her a hand.
Thank you.
And we'll take an intermission and we'll be back with the show after 15 minutes. Thank you. Turn on the lights, Linda. Thank you. Here we are at Augie's Pizza. Look at that. Look at that pasta. Yes, you call dough pasta in Italian. That's the salsa. Oh my God, look at that. Now comes the formaggio, the cheese. Look at that mozzarella. Yo, we're going for the pepperoni here. La salchicha, yes, the sausage. Olives. Oh my God, this is the supreme. There she is, ladies and gentlemen, La Suprema. Oh, maestro, give it a cut. This is beauty, ladies and gentlemen. Look at this, huh? Look at this. Are you ready for Augie's Pizza? I am. El maestro here. Look at that. This is art, my friends. So, you know where to be. Augie's Pizzeria on King Street. Take this home, or you can eat it here. See you later. Okay, once again, ladies and gentlemen, I leave you with the amazing Dave Sylvester. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. We'll be right back with our next guest, Lenny Foster.
Located on 62 Cunha Street in St Augustine, the Modern Rose Cafe celebrates Maria Antoinette's colorful and playful spirit. This is evident in the cafe's decor, which features furniture, paintings, tableware, and other assorted curiosities. The menu promises a feast for the eyes and palate. The cafe has a wide selection of teas and coffees, including organic blends, and serves brunch all day with an abundant selection of vegan meals and desserts, as well as gluten-free options. You never know who might come through the doors of the Modern Rose Cafe. You might be pleasantly surprised. Please come and join us.
Yeah. We're back, ladies and gentlemen. We're back with the amazing Lenny Foster. We got fans out there. I've known Lenny now for quite some time now, and he has a gallery right there across from the Butterfield Garage, next to Carmelo's. He's on the side of Carmelo's, the pizzeria and gas station. It's an amazing gallery. There's always lots of people in there. If you go to Art Walk today and you check out the pearls and you can check out the photos, it's wonderful. But I brought Lenny because Lenny, how old were you when you discovered the camera?
34.
Wow.
Not that long ago.
All right. That's called verbal strategy. And Now, I've seen some of your photography from Taos. You were there for a long, long time, weren't you?
23 years in Taos. I call it the long year because I thought, moving from D.C., that I would be in Taos for about a year or two, and it ended up being 23. So what do I know?
I've never been there, but it always gave me the feeling by your photos and other photographs that I've seen of that area that it's a very spiritual place. Very much like the Hawaiian Islands, like Maui and the Big Island. There's something there that you feel that's very special.
Yeah, I think there is quite obvious. Before leaving Taos and coming here to help take care of my folks, I thought, what in the world, what could replace Taos?
Right.
What could replace that feeling? And then I realized that spirit, God is everywhere.
Yes.
Yes. Is more visible in New Mexico than Florida, but coming here, I discovered that this place has a spirit.
Right. Taos has that feeling of ancient, just by the physical, the ground itself, the canyons, everything around that area.
It is. There are formations there that are thousands or tens of thousands of years old, and to stand on those places is pretty powerful.
Right. And the people there go back 10,000 years. And now here you leave Taos and you come here with your camera. How do you start here? With, you say, well, I've come here because my parents need me, and I want to continue the photography. How do you transform?
Well, I typically ask the question, what do you want me to see? What do you want me to do? And try to be still enough, quiet enough to hear the answer. And typically the way I operate is if I get an inkling or intuition, I'll go take a picture, and that leads to something.
Right.
It's hard to see, a project, a long-term project when you start, but I typically starting with one image kind of sets the tone or points me in the right direction, and I just go from there. And sometimes it's that strong cup of coffee that gets me going, and I'm off.
Hooks the rocket on you.
Yeah.
I think the series that really caught my eye, I mean, you were doing a lot of things, but you and also in other conversations, I had you, I think, on season 3 at the Garrett Furniture Store, which was a lovely setting. I remember how you were already, telling us the story and everything, and there were already things that you were putting out there. But then you also had said that you discovered this whole history of civil rights in St. Augustine.
Yes.
That you did not. That Martin Luther King was here, that, so many challenges for this community at that period. And then you started those shoes, the shoes. Tell us a little bit about the shoes.
Well, it came as a result of, I rented an apartment down the street, 22 MLK, and in the evenings, I would ride my bike around the neighborhood, and I discovered the historical markers in front of buildings. And I discovered the Lincolnville Museum and Cultural Center, which is the heartbeat of Lincolnville. And I discovered the Accord Freedom Trail Museum, and I called it my night school because after dinner I would, instead of getting on the couch with my Haagen-Dazs, I would get on the bike and cruise the neighborhood, and I'd stop at these markers and read the history, and most of which I knew nothing about. And I was just fascinated by all of that. And around the same time, Colin Kaepernick had decided to do a peaceful protest by kneeling during the national anthem.
Right, that became very controversial.
Yeah, and of course, most people didn't know what that was about. Totally thought it was disrespecting the country and the flag, and some still do. But it was a peaceful protest, and to bring attention to police brutality for people of color throughout the country. And so he was doing that, and I was discovering who was here, why they were here, what they were doing here, both national activists, civil rights activists, and these local heroes, a lot of whom go unmentioned. There's a handful that do, or noted.
A lot of them are still alive.
And I've talked to a few of them. So with each event, each place, each person, I didn't know any of this history, and it started as a personal project, and I wanted to expand on that, and then I wanted to share it. I said, if I don't know, then there's many people both here and of course across the country who have no idea. So I wanted to show people where we have marched, where we have sit-in, where we did swim-ins, where we did pray-ins, where we sung, where we danced, where we stood, and where we stand, both then and now. So I thought, what better way to help for people to access the history was to put a pair of shoes that they could stand in.
An empty pair of shoes.
Right.
All the photos have these
Right.
really cool empty shoes in these places that have a meaning. Yeah.
And then I write the story. I do a little research and I write the story.
Yes.
And it ended up being much more profound than I thought it could be. You know, I started with, I thought I would do a dozen or 15. Now I think I have 105 stories and images.
And these images move. People buy them. They come to St. Augustine, they come to your gallery and they hear the story and they say, I want that picture. I bought one of those pictures.
If they take the time to actually look, and I think I use the gallery as like my laboratory because I have 30 bodies of work and many images on the wall, and I just note how people interact with pieces and what stops them, what they go back to, or what they run from.
One of the beautiful pictures in your gallery is your mama in church at the bench.
One of my favorites.
It's a beautiful picture of her
the
at
work
worship.
kind of informs me.
Now you start, if you came in, you saw a picture out there and you saw a picture here, and that is called the Street Saints.
Street Saints.
Tell me how you came. It's amazing how you came about to start this project.
I get some great ideas at 3 a.m. Some not so good. But this was around probably 2020. I don't quite remember how, but I wanted to find out a little bit more about St. Augustine, or some say St. Augustine.
Or St. Augustine of Hippo.
Yeah, and I, of course, went to the Basilica and the little prayer cards, and I got one, and I go, well, I don't know if that's quite St. Augustine. And I started doing research, and I found a picture of him depicted closer to what he actually looked like. St. Augustine was from Ethiopia.
Yeah, he was
from Hippo. Yeah,
he was a black African.
Yeah, most people don't know that. If some did, they might leave town. I don't know. But and I thought, well, there's probably more than one saint of African descent. And I started doing a little research, and of course, his mother, Saint Monica, is from the same town, Hippo, in what is now Ethiopia. And I started going down the line, and around the same time, COVID had hit, I think that spring of that year, and I had had several interactions with the unhoused people. I would come to the gallery, and there would be everything you can name laying in my doorstep, including bodies. Fortunately, they were live bodies, and a lot of unpleasant things would be left on my doorstep. And I got really frustrated and really judgmental, and there was this moment where, like when COVID hit, we were complaining that we can't do this, we can't do that, we got to wear a friggin' mask, and
the whole mask controversy.
And I thought about these people who, on a daily basis, what they have to deal with just to get through the day.
Right.
And
just to live tomorrow.
Fortunately, I had this epiphany. It's easy to look at each other here and look at our divinity, our inner saint, the most pleasant aspect of, people you come in contact with. And often these people will look past, they look down on, they spit on, judged by their appearance, circumstances, conditions, or color. And I had to work through my own issues with them, and even though I would often give them things, stuff to drink or food or a few bucks. But I started to try to just look into their hearts. And that's what we want for all of us. We want to be wholly seen, right? Not what we've got, where we live, what we drive,
the
how much
content
food
of
is
their
on
hearts,
our plate.
not the color of
all
their
that.
skin.
Yeah, or the color of our skin. So, as with many of my projects, these two reasons or worlds kind of collide and become something really powerful. You know, I can take a friggin' pretty picture, but I also, while I'm here, I want to do something with my time. I've been given a lot, so I want to give a lot, and part of that is sharing what I experience and what I see, and maybe to shine some light, in this case, on the homeless situation here, and also these Catholic saints of African descent. And I have a book
quite a lot of them.
Right.
There's Saint Benedict. There's the one Saint Moses, known as the Strong, or they call him the Black Moses. There's St Augustine.
Yes.
A lot of them are in the Catholic Church, in the Greek Orthodox Church, in the Russian Church.
And
I was shocked when I did the research.
Yeah, just when you start the research, just like the Where We Stand series, one story leads to another, one name leads to another, one region leads to discovery of others.
Another saint.
So I was going to cut it off. Okay, I'm going to do 10 saints, and that's it. It didn't work that way.
So did these homeless people look like these saints?
You know, they would walk past. I don't know if it was my imagination or I have a good eye, which is both. But they would walk past, and I was like, that's Saint Benedict. And I run out and I scare him. I said, look, I got to talk to you, man. You look like St. Benedict. And they would go like, oh.
Crazy, man.
Wait, bro.
I might be homeless, but you're crazy.
$2, right? I would try to assure him it wasn't that kind of party, you know. But I would show him an image of the saint, the painting.
So you look like this guy.
And it was actually phenomenal when I set my intent, my heart, and my focus to that, what comes up, who shows up. And Ayla's thrift store was next door, so I could run next door and grab clothing similar to color of what the saints were wearing in these iconic paintings, or similar color of the background. And I would clothe them in those clothes, and I made a backdrop and put it in the doorway next door in the gallery, and I'd photograph them. And during COVID, it felt kind of like a weird time, and I needed to do something tactile, so I started doing collage.
Collages. First time playing with collages?
I would cut up my photos, and I think St. Augustine in the lobby is one of the first.
Okay. I love the one with the Wonder Bread. What saint is that?
Saint Benedict.
Saint Benedict.
I'm going to give you a 6-pack of saints.
Oh my God! There he is. Saint Benedict was the saint of cooks and food and stuff like that.
He was kind of relegated to working in the kitchen.
And so if you see the picture of the original saint as he's depicted by artists hundreds of years ago, he's holding loaves of bread.
5 loaves of bread.
Here, the new one is holding Wonder Bread. He's holding a baguette. He's holding a thing. He has a halo. There's all this. It's really, really amazing. And in his gallery, you can actually see them all and their stories. And you became Black Moses. You look like him. I saw the original picture of Black Moses and Lenny, and I said, they're brothers. It could be. So he did a picture of him holding a cross, and the whole thing is. It's amazing.
I do look like one of them. I don't act like one of them, but I do look like one of them. But these people kept showing up, and with each person, and I don't get into the people that are on the street. I don't get into their histories. I try to get their name, and I try to note their names in my little background of the real saints. But I do a little background on the saints, where they were born, where they died, and what years, and what they're the patron saint of, and their feast day, and maybe something that they're known for.
Right.
And it's good education for all.
Yes, because some of their lives are extraordinary.
Yeah, and
they live to be like 75 and 80 years in that time.
There's a couple that lived to be well over 100, and they were actually monastic monks who were in the desert. One was 85 years.
In the
I think
desert.
St. Anthony lived in the desert for 85 years at 2 different periods, and he lived to be 105.
Wow.
But a number of them were martyred at the hands of the Romans because they wouldn't
renounce their faith.
I mean, and that's happening today to some degree. People are strong in their conviction. They won't back down.
Death before renouncement. Yes.
So it's been a learning process for me. And
you have women too. I saw 2 women you had. Who were they?
Yeah, there's
the
several.
2 women were what? Do you remember?
Saint Felicity and Saint Perpetua, who are depicted together, which they were in these paintings, and they were the patron saint of mothers or mothers-to-be, or mothers who have lost children, and they were actually martyred on the same day.
It's very interesting. I did a thing for the Russian church in Jacksonville, and they were having a Easter, and I said yes to it. I did not realize that the Orthodox, their Mass goes on for hours.
5 hours.
That's number 1. Number 2, in the presence of God, you do not sit. You stand for all those hours. And the elderly people, they give them little chairs where they sit for a while, then they take and then they stand, and they sit and they stand. And it's interesting, when they come in, they have all the icons in the church and the incense. It feels very medieval, And they come, as they do the thing, they kiss every icon. Every icon. It takes a long time before you kiss all those saints. And then they stand like for 4 hours. No eating, no drinking. Oh my God. I couldn't hold the camera anymore. I was dying in there. But they were so sweet. At the end, he knew I was of Hispanic origin. He gave me a gift like a week later, and it was rolled up. It was this beautiful, beautiful, on a special material, La Virgen de la Guadalupe, with the seal of the Russian church on it, And I have it in my room. It's very beautiful. She looks so lovely there. But it's the saint thing is worldwide. It's very intense, very intense.
Yes, I'm trying not to look at the more contemporary Africans or African Americans that have received, sainthood. I'm trying to focus. And I have 3 more planned. I think I'll stop there. But
how many are you up to now?
13.
13. Lucky. 13 for me is a very lucky number. And you want to try to stop at 15?
I have 3 more.
16?
Identified. I have the clothes ready, so when the saint comes by, I can run out.
You get clothes from second hand. They say, "Hey, you come on in here."
Maybe I should open up a store. I have all these clothes. I have all these shoes.
Interesting.
It could be a thing.
Interesting. And so, but when you started, you said, "I'm going to stop at 5 or 6."
I thought so until someone, Thomas Jackson, his sister. Is very involved in the Black Catholic Church in Tallahassee, and she says, "Well, what about Saint so and so? What about Saint so and so?" Then she gave me a book, which I refused to open for a while because it's just like with all projects. I have my idea of how it's going to develop and what I'm going to do, and then a message or a spirit kind of takes over and says, "No, you need to see this through." And the hopes is that it brings about awareness and more tolerance and compassion and love and understanding for these people. And also, like Florida is one of the worst states in the country as far as how they treat the homeless. I think we're 46 in the nation.
It's always sad to see beggars in the malls, beggars in the streets, beggars in the country wasn't like that when I grew up, and it's hard to see how we solve this problem with love and compassion and really letting God guide us in this whole thing.
And these people haven't been, like a couple of them told me, they said, we haven't always been like this.
Right, they had lives, they were children, they were students.
And for some, they hope to get back to that.
Yeah.
And I know there's a couple of saints who have come by, and now they were so excited because Saint Maurice and Saint Mary, they're actually a couple. I don't know if that's allowed though. But anyway, they were excited because they had just applied for an apartment, and they both were working.
Oh wow! They were getting their lives back together.
Getting their lives back together, and the St. Johns County Homeless Coalition has helped them. And
they're doing a lot of things that are great here.
Part of the funds from sales go to
and the police department is very much involved, and a lot of organizations that used to not be are involved now, and it's changing. It's gotten much better.
Yeah.
But you say some of these homeless people, we'll end with this point. You say that some of the homeless people come and look in your gallery to see their picture up there. They feel like, wow, I'm in a gallery. I'm at the Louvre of St. Augustine.
St. Benedict, who, when I stopped him in front of the gallery, he walked by one day, and I looked at him. He came by another, and I really stared at him, and I called him over, and he came all puffy, like
you want to fight.
I wanted, like I was after him, you know. And then we did I explained to what I was up to, and we created the photo. And he actually took the bread down to St. Francis' house to give away. But when he came back and he saw himself on the wall, you know, we were like two grown-ass men trying not to cry.
Oh,
wow. You know, when you experience being seen.
Yes, after you've been invisible for so long.
It's an emotional thing.
Wow.
And for someone like that who was on the street. And so we started talking about football and hockey.
Oh, that's great.
No,
that's
but it was a powerful moment. And then
yes.
the couple has been in St. Maurice and St. Mary
to
come
and to look at
look at themselves.
Oh,
and they're proud.
Wow. Yeah. And you said one of these homeless people gave you $5 to buy a slice of pizza?
3 weeks ago, I went over to Carmelo's, and this brother rolls up. It's nice because I see my saints riding bikes down the street now. I canonized him. You know? But I walked in front of Carmelo's, and he rolled up on his bike. It was St. Moses, actually. And he says, "Hey, here, man, go get yourself a slice of pizza." I was like, at first I was like,
at first you're like, I don't want to take your money.
Yeah, right on.
Yeah. That made him feel like,
he was proud.
Yes.
To be able to do that, you know.
Yeah.
It was a wonderful moment.
Yeah. You know, I have faced bullies. I have faced skinheads. And you know, one thing my dad said: let them beat you up, but never let them take your dignity. You know, and I never forget that. Thank you.
Thank you. You're awesome.
The amazing Lenny Kravitz. So, hey, it's Art Walk this Friday. Come by, stop, you know, see all these wonderful things. We have pearls, we have saints, we have a little bit of everything. We thank you again. We're going to close now with Mr. Dave Sylvester playing the last song of the evening to close the last show.
I want to thank you for 6 seasons and having me on this last show. It's been an amazing season, and I know you don't do it for the money, you do it for heart, and you're one of the most wonderful things about St. Augustine. You bring us together, and you show us our commonality, our heart, our spirit, what we're up to, and I thank you for it, and I love you, brother.
And that's supposed to make me cry.
You're awesome. Thank you, man.
And now I leave you with the amazing Dave Sylvester. Thank you, thank you. Thank you, everybody. Drive safely home. God is good. God bless America. And have a wonderful evening.